What does the passage of this bill mean, and what happens next?
Well, Paul, this is important in the whole Hong Kong saga, as this is a bill that pro-democracy advocates and the protesters have supported, have called for passage. Joshua Wong went to Washington and testified in support of this bill. So this is important for them. The bill, though now passed by the House and Senate, still has a few more hurdles before it can get to President Trump's desk. The bills were slightly different. Congress has to pass the same piece of legislation, so they'll need to reconcile these versions and come up with one that can then be passed by both chambers again and then get to President Trump's desk. We haven't heard from President Trump specifically on this, so we don't know whether he would pass it. But because there was bipartisan support, overwhelming bipartisan support in both chambers, even if he were to veto it, they may be able to override that veto. Also, we have heard from China on the bill in recent weeks. They said that the U.S. should basically bow out and not interfere in Hong Kong's affairs. And they said they threatened countermeasures if this bill was to become law.
So, Jodi, what's the latest with the standoff at Hong Kong Polytechnic? What's happening there?
Yeah, so we've seen, Kathleen, more protesters, more students come out. Carrie Lam tells us that there have been more than 300 students that have come out of there. We saw some arrests last night. Some students tried to, or some protesters tried to escape, and they were immediately arrested. It is still surrounded by police. We are not sure how many people are left there, but they've been there for days, and so we just don't know yet how this is going to end. But they are surrounded by police. It's very, unlikely they could get out of there except by leaving, being arrested and leaving the campus that way. Again, this was the most violent day there. The most chaotic clashes happened on Monday. The police told us there were more than 1,400 volleys of tear gas fired, and almost that many rubber bullets as well. So it was a very chaotic day on Monday with fires, cars being set on fire, those continuing volleys of tear gas. Less so yesterday as more people left, but the police are still surrounding that campus.
All right, well, it's just after 9 a.m., of course, Wednesday, local time in Hong Kong. Are we expecting to see some further disruptions today, Jodi?
Yeah, protesters have said that they intend to disrupt the transportation network here again. We haven't seen much of it yet. It's early, but we are kind of bracing for that. Although the schools are back in session yesterday, after things calmed, except for at Polytechnic, as things calmed somewhat, the government decided to go ahead and reopen those schools, which had been shuttered all last week and Monday and Tuesday as well.